What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is WWE 2K16 News and Rumors, man. The #1 spot for all your information leading up to this year's release of WWE 2K16. I want to say thank you guys very, very much for your love and support on the first one. I didn't think it was going to do that well, but you guys got near 400 likes after the first video, man, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who stopped by and showed some support, left a comment, left a thumbs up, man. Thank you so much. Let's strive for another 400. If we could get closer to 500 likes, that would be fucking amazing, man. My goal with this is to get you guys ready for 2K16, okay? I'm going to give you guys authentic information that we already know. We're going to discuss it right here. Some of this information you guys might not know has been released about the game, and that's my job and what I plan to do here. And I'm going to give you all the information that you need to know leading up to WWE 2K16, man, as well as grow off this as well. You know, you guys might be fans and you guys might be subscribed to guys like CM Pulse and Tubby Emu and Dank Ops. I am the Dank. He blew up with WWE 2K15, man. I want to be the next in line to get to where he's at. And I want to start that by this entire platform, man. WWE 2K16 news, and then leading you guys into the game's release. And I'm going to give you a variety of content because me, I'm a fucking huge WWE fan. I know you guys are, and I want to give you the WWE through my eyes and through my creativity, man. That is my goal with this today, all right? But if you guys missed episode 1, link will be down in the description as well at the very top. Go check that out immediately following viewing this video. If you guys are not following me on Twitter at JD from NY206, you can ask me anything. I'm on there all day long, and that's the best way to reach out to me and keep up to date on what I do right here on my channel. But enough of that, guys. Let's get right into the news. I got pieces of information that you might not have heard of regarding this game, and we're going to start off with a new limb targeting system or a new weapons system within 2K16 that has already been announced. Now, when you attack with a weapon in 2K16, your opponent will now react to the appropriate limb that you hit them on. So, for example, if you take a kendo stick and you shoot him in the arm with that, you smash him in the arm, he'll be holding his arm. If you take a steel chair and you bash someone over the head with it, he'll be holding his head. If you guys have an opponent laying down and you attack his legs with a ladder, he's going to be holding his leg, man. That's WWE logic for you. That wasn't in the previous games, but WWE 2K16 and 2K games are going to institute that into the game this year to give you a more realistic feel, okay? Instead of swinging aimlessly, like has been commonplace throughout the history of WWE games, where the opponent that you're attacking doesn't feel anything, or he's not holding his arm or his leg or the appropriate limb that you are attacking, you will now be able to position yourself just so that a body part can now be targeted and punished. The kendo stick seen throughout WWE games that I just mentioned, obviously, that's the first thing that comes to mind, man, because everybody loves swinging those kendo sticks, all right? Steel chairs, ladders, tables, baseball bats, sledgehammers, you name it. All that's going to be available within 2K16 plus much, much more, all right? There's going to be new weapon animations as well. For all those weapons that I just mentioned, there's going to be new weapon animations. They're going to look a little bit more realistic. When you swing them, it's going to look a little bit more genuine. So fans of the extreme will be rejoicing with that type of news for WWE 2K16. Moving on, we got TNA star Loki. If you guys remember Loki, he was Kaval in WWE during that fake NXT with the whole fucking acrobatics and the clown-like activities that they used to do on NXT before they actually transitioned it into a legitimate brand that rivals independents like Ring of Honor and TNA, all right? But TNA star Loki is playing his part in the making of the new game. Known to WWE fans, like I just previously mentioned, as Kaval, from New York. He's a New Yorker just like me. He was on Instagram a few weeks back to reveal a slightly cryptic yet blatantly obvious post about how he is paying the bills between TNA tapings and whatever else he's got going on project-wise in the world of professional wrestling. He said, meanwhile, on the other side of things starting. I'm starting to hit the start button while posing in motion capture suits with WWE 2K's logo in full sight on the suit. Part of his duties will be using his body to recreate certain mannerisms and movesets of all the top stars in the WWE. It's revolutionary technology that has been used to great effect in recent years. Gamers who sample WWE 2K16 will testify to how realistic the game's in-ring action looked. You honestly couldn't tell that it was a video game in places. Knowing Loki's undeniable prowess in the ring, it's safe to say that WWE 2K16's in-ring action is in very safe hands. So, you know, Loki can move around the ring. He's swift as a fucking button. He knows what he's doing in the ring. So it's going to be interesting to see his mannerisms and his movements within the game. That's very, very exciting. He was great. I don't watch TNA often, but you know, I believe they had their debut on Destination America. I know he was a very big part of that. He was actually my favorite part of the show. He was in a match with Austin Aries, I believe, for the X Division title. Great fucking match. They weren't given enough time to really get the match going, but what I've seen and from what I know of what he can do in the ring, he's very, very good, and that should be very interesting to keep an eye out for. Low-key doing the mannerisms and all the animations for WWE 2K16. WWE 2K15's creative suit was arguably one of the worst parts of the game. It didn't give the player the tools to be as creative as they wanted to be. The problems have been well documented as a whole of what you would consider to be essential for the game, and features that were left out in place of disk space for overly elaborate, perfectly choreographed entrance sequences. You couldn't even create a diva, for crying out loud, okay? I didn't know about that, but I'm not the one trying to create divas. I really don't create any superstars except for the one guy that I'm going to be using within my game, and that is Mr. 9 to 5. However, it looks as if WWE and 2K are looking to redeem themselves as one of the most popular features, to return within the game. Create a finisher looks to be certain to be recalled from Chase Stevens, or after Chase Stevens, an independent wrestler. He was being used for motion capture. He told Attack of the Fanboy website on the internet in a Facebook Q&A, the creative finisher is reshot every year because of computer technology getting better by the year. This year's game will be tons better than last year. So it looks like you guys who are going to want to be heavily involved with the creative feature in WWE 2K16, create a character, create a finisher, create a storyline, that looks to be possibly returning within the game. According to Chase Stevens, an independent wrestler like I just previously mentioned, create a finisher looks to be returning within 2K16. That should be very interesting, and it should definitely get our creative juices going. I'm going to be very creative with that, and it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to be utilized within this year's game. There will be new animations in the game for celebrations that take place after your superstar has won a title. The belts have even been given the motion caption treatment by being covered in sensors to give the most realistic representation ever. The attention to detail that seems to be going into WWE 2K16 right now is rumored to be staggering. So even the belts now will be looking as realistic as ever. New animations for celebrations after your wrestler wins a belt or he wins a match. I know that was a problem in 2K15. It looked very dull. It looked very repetitive. It was the same thing over and over again. You should be able to give your creative character several different celebration poses after a match, and that's going to be very interesting to see as well. I love looking at the titles and how realistic they look in the game, so it's going to be very interesting to see how realistic these belts are going to look in 2K16 now that they're given the motion caption treatment, and with all the new technology that 2K Games has for this game, it's going to look very, very good, man. I can't wait to see what's going on with that. In a recent interview, 2K brand manager Bryce Yang claimed that his company wants to put their games out on as many different systems for as many different people. What does this mean? Well, he also said that the only reason they didn't do this with 2K15 because it was down to working against deadlines. So they only got it out for PS4, Xbox One, PS3, and Xbox 360, all right? This is why any judgment on 2K15 must be measured. They had to build the current gen versions of the game from scratch in less than a year. So more than likely they had to rush certain aspects of it. I will give them that. It did feel rushed. Okay, I know, they're working against deadlines, and us as gamers are very demanding. The industry is very demanding, and I can't even imagine how stressful it is to be a developer. But you seen it was rushed, and you felt it was rushed. So I'm not going to blame them for this year's game. 2K16 is going to be the measuring stick about how this franchise and this brand goes into the future. That's without question, okay? But certain aspects of it were rushed. On the other hand, any problems with the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions have no place to hide. If you thought they were rubbish, then there is no excuses. The fact that Yang was talking about branching out like this suggests that WWE and 2K have finally got the game together that we all thought we were going to get with 2K15 and have the necessary time to afford luxuries like this. What does this mean? This is a rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't believe what I'm telling you. It's just a rumor right now. But 2K16 might have a PC version this year along with Xbox One and PlayStation 4. I don't know for sure right now if a PS3 and Xbox 360 version are going to be hitting the store shelves. If it was up to me and 2K was developing this game, I would put it out on current gen only. It's about time. It is about that time. Us as gamers, abandon last gen, okay? I'm not saying get rid of your systems, but for the technology and just the measuring stick of the industry, we need to move into the future, and you can't do that by continuing to develop for last gen, man. It's going to be current gen only, and that means PC, PS4, and Xbox One, man. It's got to go into the future. I would just leave those last gen systems out of the picture and develop for current gen only. It's about time you guys get on the PS4 and Xbox One bandwagon, man. That is the way of the future, all right? But there may be a possible PC port. If I hear any other news regarding that, for you PC gamers out there, I will let you know. 2K Games wants to make this year's version more realistic than ever. They did that by adding layers to the stamina system. 2K is motion captured in 3 variations of the same chokeslam, all right? For example, there was rumors going around that they wanted to add a new stamina system, so I did look up some research. There was videos going around of a chokeslam animation in 3 variations. The first one being standard animation with a full stamina bar. Second one being the chokeslam showing early signs of fatigue and exertion, half stamina bar. And the third is the superstar barely being able to hit the maneuver, near empty stamina bar. I want a more realistic game, but on top of wanting more realistic, I want it to move a little bit more fluidly. I want the action to be a little bit more fast-paced, not arcade style. I want a realistic wrestling game. I want everything that goes into a realistic wrestling game. I just want the action to be amped up just a little bit, man. So there's going to be a new stamina system in place for 2K16, all right? And finally, guys, to end this episode of WWE News and Rumors for 2K16. Speaking on Chris Jericho's Talk is Jericho podcast. Great fucking show. If you guys haven't listened to it, go check it out on Android or iTunes. Damien Sandow, or like you guys know right now as Mizdow, let everyone know how he and Cesaro are playing prominent roles in the motion capture process of this year's game. He also let everyone know how independent wrestlers are the ones normally charged with performing the superstar's entrances and mannerisms. But this year, he was put in the role of a number of characters. This is very interesting. The main man he spoke of was Randy Orton. Mizdow did the Viper's entrance, signature pose, and entire moveset. This would have been extremely difficult due to the fact that everyone has different walks. For example, Randy is one of the most unique on the entire WWE roster. Mizdow admitted that it took several takes for him to get everything with Orton exactly right. Mizdow also said that the hardest part of the motion capture work he did was the counter to Rey Mysterio's 619. Given the fact that Mysterio hadn't been seen on WWE TV for over a year and has now left the company altogether, could we be set for a comprehensive WCW mode? We don't know about that, but there are rumors that it could be a WCW mode, all right? Whether or not Rey Mysterio is in the game right now, it remains to be seen, because I don't think WWE is going to want to pay him royalties, and he's already, admitted that he didn't want to be in the WWE. They released him. He's in Mexico now, doing what he wants to do. So we don't know if he's going to be in the game as of right now. There doesn't seem to be any point in having the former SmackDown World Heavyweight Champion on the main roster right now of the initial game. So that's very interesting. Damien Sandow, or Mizdow, however you want to call him, is doing the motion capture work for several WWE superstars. The one talked about in the interview that he conducted was for Randy Orton. He did his entrance, his signature pose, and his entire moveset. And that's going to be amazing, man. That takes skill and that takes talent if Mizdow is the one performing all the signature moves for Randy Orton, man. It's going to be very interesting to see the final product and how he exactly nailed it when it comes to the animations that we're going to see within the game, man. Very interesting stuff that Damien Mizdow is, lending his talent, and Cesaro as well, to playing the roles of certain motion captures for WWE superstars, man. It looks to be very interesting. I can't wait to see the final product, and we should have more news on that. We should get at least some type of teaser right before E3 this summer, 2015. But that is everything I know right now, guys. If I hear anything else, I will definitely let you guys know in video right here. I'm going to try and upload these once a week right after Off The Script on Friday. It should be your afternoon video, okay? But if you missed Off The Script, I did post one earlier this afternoon. Go and check that out. My WWE News and Rumors podcast, and where I give you all my news and opinions and thoughts on everything regarding the WWE products. So go check that out all weekend long for Off The Script, man. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is sponsored by WrestleCrates. As always, go and check them out, www.wrestlecrate.com, and go visit those guys on Twitter at WrestleCrates. Monthly subscription of wrestling awesomeness delivered to your front door, man. DVDs, posters, shirts, figures, Mattel figures, Funko Pop, Fathead, you name it, man. It's going to be the greatest thing for us wrestling geeks out there, man. Go check them out at WrestleCrates and on their official website if you want to go sign up. Tell them that JD from NY sent you. And as always, if you're not following me on social media, at JD from NY206. Thank you guys very much, man. Let's shoot for 500 likes on this video. If you did enjoy, hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below on what you think about all the news and rumors right now in this video for 2K16. Until the next video, guys, this is JD. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you all very soon.